Hey, welcome in and welcome back to the Down South Philly show brought to you by Sports Lounge Media. How we feeling today? Make sure you hit that like button. Feel free to comment at any time. And as always, don't forget to subscribe. We got a good show today. We got to talk about these 8-2 Eagles. That's right. 8-2. So how did we get here? Um, for one, we had a Sunday night game against the Detroit Lions. They came to Philadelphia for Sunday night football, and it ended up being the defensive battle. Not much to speak of offensively. As a matter of fact, it was only one touchdown and a couple. Uh, what's up, Bill? What's good, Daniel Barry? Welcome in. But it was only a touchdown and a couple field goals. But really, the talk of the day or the talk of the game will be this defense. So this is the second game where the defense has been able to put it all together. It seems like so. Another stellar game from Jaden Phillips, providing I think like another six pressures. He finally registered a sack uh, in this past game. We got 5 knockdowns from the defensive line. That's Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis combined. Jalen Hunt was able to provide some great pressure. N'Kobe Dean had another stellar performance, and he reminds us why we were so excited about him coming out of Georgia. So it looks like he's all healed up from that catastrophic injury that he had last year. Really, that's the whole defense, though, as a whole. Uh, even had a sighting from. Well, we saw the good and the bad from Adoree Jackson. So he did give up a big touchdown, which I don't entirely blame him for the entire thing. But he did give up the lone touchdown for the Lions. But he ended up coming through with a clutch fourth down. It was either third or fourth down pass breakup. So all in all, the defense had a stellar outing. Held the held the Lions to 9 points, I believe. I think 9 points. Six. Yeah, held them to 9 points. Where do I even? I don't even know where to begin with this one. So, like I said, defensively is all you could really hope for. Offensively, though, we still got a lot of work to do. Obviously, Kevin Patullo. That first drive, actually, the first drive wasn't bad. It actually ended up halting with penalty. We got to clean up these penalties. I know the low hanging fruit would be to blame Kevin Patullo. The low hanging fruit would be to blame Hurts, but really, I think we still playing incredibly sloppy football on the offense. Um, Penalties kill drives, especially when you talk about a holding. Um, that's an automatic 10 yards. And with our offense not really clicking as it is, when you put yourself behind the sticks, especially, by 10 yards, you pretty much concede the drive unless something crazy happens. Every once in a while we might convert, but you can't hang your hat on converting when you down in distance at a 3rd and 18, 3rd and 15, 3rd and 11. You put yourself behind the 8 ball in a position where we're not incredibly strong right now. So that's the biggest. I think that's the one of the big points for our offense that's keeping us from really getting to that next level. We're playing too sloppy. Um, I think we got stopped on two. We got stopped on 2 tush pushes. Um, wasn't a real big fan of going for it on our side. I think we went for a 4th and 1 at our own like 30 or 40-yard line. Didn't get it. So, having 2020 hindsight, of course, it's easy to say that you shouldn't have done so. But points were at a premium. And We were up 2 scores. It just wasn't, in my opinion, it wasn't the right thing to do. I think we should have just once we didn't get convert the first tush push, we should have just punted the ball. And they weren't able. The Lions wasn't able to move the ball pretty much the whole day outside of a dump off to Gibbs or the long pass to JMO. Defense was stellar. So in my opinion, you play field position and you play defense and you live with the result there, especially considering the fact that we were up 2 scores. But hey, we got the dub. What this means, man? What does this mean? So with the Eagles winning yet another NFC game, this was supposed to be one of our hardest tests of the season so far. One of the darlings of the NFL and the NFC. So it puts us in a great spot. So obviously we advanced to 8-2. Still stay atop the NFC East. But being we see I wouldn't say we secured the 1 seed, but we at least secured the 1 seed for this week. Um, Knocks the Lions down to, I believe, like the 5 seed. No, as a matter of fact, right now, if the playoffs were to end today, which I kind of hate that phrase, and we'll go over that a little later, but if the playoffs ended today, the Lions wouldn't even be in the playoffs because I think them losing the game to the Eagles, that knocks them down to third in their own division. So, believe it or not, the Bears are 7-2, and they are atop the NFC North, and of course the Packers are right behind them. And I think the Packers are either the 6th or the 7th seed. I don't remember. But the Packers are the wild card team right now, and the Lions are on the outside looking in. Do I expect them to stay there? No. They still have a good chance to win the division. At the very least, make it as a wild card team. Don't think that losing the game to us has greatly diminished their chances of securing the 1 seed. But I mean, they still can get in the playoffs. And to be honest, they're a lot less dangerous on the road than they are in their own stadium. Because for one, they play in a dome. It's climate controlled. You don't have to worry about the elements. They can play fast. They're most dangerous on their home turf. Like most teams are. Most teams are more comfortable at home. But when you talk about dome teams in particular, they are even more dangerous on their home turf. That's why you see teams like Dallas who blow, they put up these 30, 40 point games at home because they're faster on their own turf, climate controlled again, like I said. But when we look at the grand scheme of things, it's the Eagles at the 1. Obviously, we got the head to head against the Rams. So even though they have the same record as us, uh, what's good, Don?
We in the building.
How you feeling?
Oh, I'm better than amazing, man. Birds 8-2. Can't get no better.
8-2, baby.
I-
Tell me your initial thoughts now that you done had a couple of days to digest the game. Maybe look at some stuff that you kind of miss. Give me your thoughts on the Sunday night game against the Lions.
Man, first off, first and foremost, I don't complain about no dubs. So,
Mm-mm.
you know what I'm saying? I'm grateful. I'm grateful that we 8-2 regardless of how it look. With that being said, before I get into, address the elephant in the room real quick, get that out the way. Hey, the offense wasn't what we wanted it to be, but it was enough to get the W. We know we got a lot of talent on offense. We got a lot of great players, a lot of great minds can make a lot of great plays. And just like usual, the offense can always be better. With that being said, let's go into details. So, my initial thoughts on the game, like I said, hey, I was happy to get a dub. Now, when you start getting into how the game actually looked, how it played out, what I thought, Going into the game, Detroit is one of the best offense in the league and has been for the last few years. So, of course, going into that game, everybody expecting them to put up 30, 40 points. And then by us coming off the Green Bay game the previous week, everybody, uh, they ain't gonna be. They play like that against Detroit. They ain't gonna be. They ain't gonna win. We went in there and got the W just the same way we got it in Green Bay. That's why I don't like when people prematurely always saying stuff like that. They said it all last year. They play like this next week, they gonna lose. Man, we lost like 3-4 games last year, but they said it 17 games. They play like this. They said it past 17 games. They go into the playoffs playing like this, they gonna lose. They play like they played the Ravens, they played the Rams. Man, look, we all understand certain things could be better. But you gotta think about every time people have said this, not only how we won the game, it's against teams y'all thought would win. So obviously they could have played better as well. Nobody's saying that. Nobody pointing out what the hell down Detroit. Hey, Detroit played like how they played this week. They can lose. I don't hear nobody saying that. Detroit played how they played. They can no. So all I'm saying is, man, sometimes you got to be happy with the W. And understand that your team can get better, and they know they can get better. They don't. The Philadelphia offense don't think they went out there and played their best game. They trying to improve. Now, do I think it's the reasons that played into that? Now, I do think. I think on this one, when you're talking about the offense, it's a lot of things that went wrong. We had a lot of penalties. A lot of penalties held us back. Even when we made plays or when the opportunity might have been there to make a play. Penalty, make a play, penalty, bring us back. Get ready to make a play, something crazy happens. So I would say penalties. Another thing, too, was Hurts missed some throw. First off, wide receivers was dropping balls early, even on starting with the first drive that kind of killed us. I don't know what that was. We dropped way more balls than normal. So we had the dropsies going on. Now that's rare from I can't remember the last time I watched the Eagles game. It was like, damn, we dropped a lot of passes. Now have we dropped some passes or clutch passes? Yeah, but a lot of passes, no. So that was uncharacteristic of us. Not only that, we had situations where Hurts was missing receivers. Now, do I think some of it he just straight up missed them? Yeah. And then I don't think I ever seen Hurts miss this many passes in the game. So a lot of me want to believe that like that win had something to do with some of those passes. Because we definitely seen it had something to do with the kicking game. But so I think that has something to do with it as well. And then the other part of it, the other elephant in the room, KP play calling. Now, like I said, I can't totally crush him for the play calling because a lot of times, now was the play calling bad? Yeah. Was it the worst play calling we ever seen? I had to say no, just because of the simple fact. Like I said, it was plays there to be made. Hurts missed a throw. Wide receiver drop a pass. It's not like he called something and nobody was completely open or things of that nature. So we did have opportunities to hit guys, but just was lack of execution. And that's all I really pretty much got for the offense. Just I feel like the blame was to go around to everybody. It wasn't just like one guy or one group. I think it was a little bit of everybody. We did have the offensive line. Offensive line did decent. Could they have played better? Yeah, they gave us some pressures. Didn't capitalize like they could have in certain in the run game. But that's pretty much all I got for the offense. I'm interested to see how we look next week. I know I just feel like it was a lot of stuff going on with that game. Like I said, the weather was a factor. We had uncharacteristic drops. So I'll be interested to see what we get out of the offense in this next game. All right, moving on to the defense. Man, defense. Detroit only scored 9 points. So I mean, there goes to tell you right there, they was lights out. You know what I'm saying? Lights out. So everybody on the man, everybody made a play. You can point out the play where multiple plays. Zach Bond was getting off, run game, pass game, Dean all over the field. If it was one standout person on the defense, like if you had to put a gun to my head, it was like you gotta pick somebody. It's N'Kobe Dean, just because he was everywhere. He was in the backfield, on the quarterback, the running back, your grandma. He was doggone covering passes coming across the middles, passes going down the field. I'm talking about he was all over. So Dean, Blankenship came up, made some clutch tackles in the run game. Makuba was not there really making no rookie mistakes, because I think that's something that kind of like hurt us in the past. Even though it might have been one play here or there, it was like, dang, every time he made a mistake, it was like he was giving up something big or a touchdown. So I feel like he's starting to get more solid. Um, Jalen Phillips still doing his thing. Best acquisition we could have made. He doing his thing. I feel like the combination of him doing his thing on the edge and Jalen Carter getting healthy is allowing Jalen Carter to be who we know he is. So Jalen Carter is doing his thing. Jordan Davis out there, hey, he out there knocking them things down like Wimby. Shot blocks, you know what I'm saying? Boom. He going hard in the paint. Carter had some. He batted down. He was solid in the run game, calling out runs. Jomo out there crushing them on fourth down conversions. Man, everybody made a. Dory Jackson. Sorry, Miss Jackson. Woo. Hey, so Dory was out there doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? Um, Quinion, that Coop had a pick. I mean, you could literally call out every person on this defense for making a big time play in multiple plays. So the defense was
Jomo.
lights out, man. I'm mad that we gave up that one touchdown. Hey, we probably would have kept them probably like a field goal or two. If we wouldn't have gave up that one drive, I feel like they probably wouldn't have scored nothing. Nathaniel. But defense was lights out, man. They have been, they turned in the page just like they did last year. Like starting to jail, certain players starting to come on, acquisitions showing out for us. It just we seen the same thing happen last year. This time it just didn't happen at the exact same time. The defense kind of been solid all year though. They just continue to get better. Which is, kudos to the staff, Fangio and all the other coaches. I just think we got the type of personnel and the type of coaches like you gonna probably get that year in and year out. Now I might not see it right away, but as long as we got we got Howie in the building and we got Fangio and his coaching staff, you can probably expect this out of the defense at some point in the year every year, as long as we healthy. But yeah, that's all I pretty much got, man. We was doing our thing. I'm trying to think, is there something I left out? Man, I just feel like it wasn't really nothing to complain about to me. Like I said, we got a W. They had 6 points for the longest, so um, yeah, man. Field goal team, punt return, kick return was like we didn't have no turnovers. Well, did we have a turnover? No, I don't think we had no turnovers. No, we didn't have no turnovers, so we just got to clean up the penalties, man. The penalties kind of really hurt us in this game, both sides of the
Except for
ball.
the turnover on downs.
Yeah. Um, but we didn't have any like nobody fumbling. We didn't throw no picks and nothing like that. So I live with a turnover on downs because clearly we going for it. So I ain't tripping on that. Yeah, man. I think that's all I pretty much got. That's how the game played out, man. Everybody looked good. Like I said, the offense could get better, but I'm not one to sit on here and beat a dead horse about something we already know. I can see if it was week 1 or 2 or whatever, and I'm like, nah, man, bro. The offense been the offense all season. I'm not about to sit right here and complain about it. The offense can get better, and we all know the offense can get better. So I'm not gonna sit right here and pout about a W, man. I'm just hoping they can come out and look better next week, but most importantly, get the W. That's all that really matters.
Hey, we might need to we getting around the time of the season where it kind of is what it is, and we might need to start considering the fact that this could be what our offense gonna look like. Maybe not to this extreme, but we might not see like an explosive offense at any point anytime soon. with this coordinator and just what we got going on this year on offense. And to be honest, that's okay if our defense can do what is done over the past 2 weeks. Like you said, defense kind of been solid all year. We were kind of leaky in the run game, but that was us being injured. We got a lot of pieces back from N'Kobe Dean, bringing back BG, Nolan Smith, and dropping Jalen Phillips. All of that pretty much happened over the bye week. So when we came off of the bye week, it kind of just started clicking as soon as we got back. But I still would like to give us maybe a week or two. But even with that being said, I don't see us necessarily turning a huge corner when it comes to our offense. It kind of is what it is with our offense. And honestly, we don't need our offense to be a top 10, top 5 unit. Um, if I like again, if we can get the defense that we've been getting the past 2 weeks, um, and if you sprinkle in some turnovers in there too, honestly, if we can have a top 10, top 12 offensive unit, we still can ultimately get to where we're trying to go. Is it ideal for us to have anything less than the top 10 offense? Of course not. But at the end of the day, like you said, as long as we securing the dub, I really don't care how it look. If we got to win these games 19-7, 20-15, I don't care as long as we got more points than the other team. That's really all I care about. But we kind of talked about that, getting to this point of the season that whatever we had after the Lions game, heading into the Dallas game, uh, that's pretty much what our team's gonna look like, barring injury. Now, we did get a huge blow delivered to us because we're gonna be without Lane Johnson for 4 to 6 weeks, and we already know what Lane Johnson mean to this team because he was able to lock up Aiden Hutchinson. He had him over there quiet. So obviously you can't replace a guy like that, but we also blessed to have a smooth GM that had the foresight to go and get Big Fred. So I mean, Big Fred, while he's not a Lane Johnson, but he'll get the job done until he get back. The reports are saying that it's not a season-ending injury, so he could be gone for 4 weeks. He could be gone for 6 weeks. But at worst, we still got 7 games left, so he should be able to get back by the time it's time for a playoff run. So that's really all we can hope for at this point. And honestly, when we look at the schedule, it's no scary pass rushers on the schedule that Big Fred just won't be able to stand a chance against. I think, as a matter of fact, probably off the top of my head, um, we got Mad Max and we got Bosa for Buffalo. So I mean, outside of that, um, I think we'll be straight. Obviously that's way down the line, and by the time we get to Buffalo, Lane could be back. I don't know. But with that being said, I think we still are able to remain relatively healthy, not taking a bunch of losses at one time. Defense still, I can't say enough about defense. I know what you said, but we gotta go ahead and pick some players of the game. So who you giving your game ball to?
And right before we get into this game ball, one thing I forgot to say too is something else that was on my mind. Um, Now I don't know if this is a fact, and I mean, it'll be hard to tell. But one thing, and I'll say this: I don't like doing this, or this is how this makes me feel. But what I'm getting to is, if you notice in this game, we made a more of a concerted effort to get AJ Brown the ball. Now, I see reports coming out talking about AJ met with Lurie and all this stuff. Big Dom set it up, and they done met on the field, and Lurie ain't never met with no player on the like practice field and stuff like that during the week and all this stuff. So, and then we come out, we tried to get the ball to AJ a bunch of times. Now I don't have a problem with getting the ball to AJ. He our best wide receiver, so of course I want to get him the ball. But I don't want to do that at the detriment of the flow of the offense. And I'm only saying that too is because it's like sometimes it felt like we was forcing him the ball, and it was like probably other plays that could have been called there. Like we might can't get AJ the ball right here, but can we pick up some positive yards or a first down going to somebody else or calling a different play? So that's the only thing I don't. That's what I really don't like about the whole AJ thing. Like you calling for the ball, is now we making a concerted effort to get you the ball. Where really we might want to call something else right here, but we worrying about getting AJ the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Or we might have had something else better in mind, but we probably need to get AJ the ball right here, like you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Like, nah, man. So I'm wondering also as well if that messed up the flow of the offense. Now, I'm not saying that's the total reason why. No, I named all the other stuff earlier. The people dropping passes, the penalties, Hurts missed some throws. The wind was blowing hard as hell. Carrying the ball and stuff of that, things of that nature. But you can't have all of that, and then you out here like forcing plays and messing up the flow of the offense as well. So, and another reason AJ, I think you said this maybe last stream or the stream before, but another reason AJ hasn't got the ball a lot either is just because we don't never really sustain drive. So he might have got the ball later on the damn drive somewhere, but hell, we barely sustain a lot of drives. Like we sustain some drives, but it's not consistent. So we never go on no long drives. All right, boom, we got Smitty the ball 3 times. Maybe AJ was about to get it a few times later on down the field, but we went 3 and out or something like that. So we got to start sustaining drives to allow other people to get the ball as well. So it's so much that go into it, man. But like DP said, for the most part, this probably is the offense. Now, we probably can see, some subtle changes, things get better or whatever, but it might not never be how y'all want to see it look. But I got faith in Nick Sirianni and Hurts gonna do their best to get the best out of this offense, especially going into the postseason. Like long as we keep handling business, winning these games, making a push towards this 1 seed, and we see the best out of our offense in the playoffs, because that's what's gonna mess around and happen. Y'all gonna keep talking crazy all season, and then we're gonna get to the postseason. Offense probably gonna be doggone humming, and then y'all gonna forget all about it. KP, we should have kept. I mean, we get a new coordinator next year. We should have kept KP. KP wasn't even that bad. We hated KP, right? As soon as we get somebody new, they always hate the new guy, the old guy.
Mm-hmm.
The old guy that we hated. Y'all forgot that they be forgetting they hated the old guy too. But anyway, game balls, man. If I had to get the one play, like for real, we kind of talked about this. Really was the whole defense. It really was the whole defense. But like I said, if I got to single out one player, and I just feel like he the engine that make the whole defense really go, it's got to be Kobe Dean. Like when Kobe Dean in the middle of that defense and he playing how he play, the whole defense running. He like the engine, man. He like the engine of the D. Yeah, he get everything going. He get the line lined up. He communicating with the DBs. He out there covering stuff coming across the field. He done. He stopping the run. He sacking the quarterback, blitz, everything. Ain't nothing Kobe Dean can't do. So I would have to give it to Nakobe Dean on defense. Honorable mention, man, the defensive line like batting all them balls down. I think that was so clutch. The defensive line batting them balls down. Like they had five of them things. I think Carter had 2 and Jordan Davis had 3 of them things. I think that's underrated. I think that was like so key, so clutch. We ain't even giving you the opportunity to get the ball. I mean, whether the DB was on you or not. So I think that was underrated, man. Whole defense, like I said, we could give it to the whole the defensive line, like wrecked the game. I told y'all this game will be won in the trenches. I said the same thing about the Green Bay game. The game will be won in the trenches. So I would have to give it to N'Kobe Dean on defense. Offense, with the offense struggling the way they struggle in games like this, is hard. It's kind of hard unless somebody just made a splash play. Who scored a touchdown? Oh no, that was
It was
that,
Hurts.
yeah. I was about to say it was Hurts after they said the Saquon joint well really won, but in games like this, I had to give it to Hurts just because he took care of the ball. He could have threw a pick six, fumble, anything. So in tight games like this, you need your quarterback to take care of the ball. You want him to get the ball down the field. So if I had to give it to anybody on offense, it probably would be Jalen. Shout out to Big Fred for stepping in for Lane Johnson. So if I had to pick anybody outside of Hurts, it probably would be Fred. So because for him to come in and block Hutchinson and just keep that side, because a lot of times Lane go down, man.
It's
Um,
over.
it's over with. We're gonna see a bunch of pressure, but for Fred to come in and hold it down like that, it's between Jalen and Big Fred, man. But I give it to Hurts because even outside of that, even with Fred or Lane doing their thing, we still had to not press. This is a tight game. We still, one little mistake, a fumble, or anything. So I probably had to give it to Jalen with Fred with an honorable mention, man. But if I was in the locker room, I'm giving it to Big Fred. Like if I'm in the locker room talking to the team, oh yeah, I'm giving it to Big Fred. I'm giving it to Big Fred because that was clutch as hell, and guys need that. So that'll be my game balls.
Yeah, you took mine with Fred. I was gonna give it to him outright. Like you said, on a night like tonight, there wasn't a whole lot that kind of stuck out. With us not being able to sustain many of our drives, it just wasn't much to choose from. So yeah, Big Fred, like you said, he
Clutch.
came in, he held it down where he could have folded. And honestly, that's just been the story all year with him. Every time he done came in, he done held it down and steadied that side of the field. So um, got to give it to him. And on defense, since you already highlighted pretty much everybody else, I'm gonna have to give it to Q because Q allows you what he allows you to do. He gonna lock down one side of the field. No matter who he on, we know that they not gonna have a great night. So to be able to have somebody to depend on and not even worry about him no more, well, that's invaluable. And especially with the front end working with the back end smooth, the linebackers doing what they supposed to do. It's beautiful. And I look forward to just seeing them build upon that every week, especially with this white hot Dallas team that we about to talk about in a few. But
Coming
yeah, I'm
off
gonna
that
have to
one
give
game win streak.
it. I'm gonna have to give the Q on the defensive side of the ball. But before we turn the page, it's been like you said, a lot of complaining, a lot of worrying about if the playoffs ended today, we couldn't do blah blah blah. But for one, like I mentioned earlier, this might be just what we come to expect. Maybe we will be led by our defense. It's entirely possible that this is what our offense look like. But what I do like that's different about teams that are led by their defense or teams that just for whatever reason can't put it together offensively, we got the guys. We got the guys when you talk about wide receiver. We got the tight end. We got wide receiver 3. We got when healthy, one of the better offensive lines. We got one of the best uh quarterbacks and running backs tandems in the league. So while we haven't been able to put it all together, we got stars all over the offensive side. So if our defense can give us what they've been giving us pretty much all year long, but specifically the past 2 weeks, um, we'll find a way to put 20 up on that board. And really what we can hang our hat on is the fact that we've been playing playoff football since week 1. When everybody else got to get ready for the playoffs, we've been playing playoff football for the better part of all year. And these past two games in particular, this is what the playoffs look like. You ain't gonna see nobody run off with the sack in the playoffs. You see teams that come into the playoffs scoring 40, have a game. Look at the game. What was that? The Rams and the Seahawks. Two hot teams. Ended up being a 21-19 game. That's playoff football. You ain't gonna see no big time blowouts, and it's gonna come down to, whoever can take care of the ball the best and run the ball, more than likely they end up winning the game. But we already in playoff form, in my opinion. Uh, is there some stuff to clean up? Of course, there's some stuff to clean up, but I like the direction that we're heading in. I think if I had to put a finger on one thing that's like all encompassing of our offense, it's really just not being able to sustain drives. We don't know what we got offensively because we lead the league in 3 and outs. Whether that be us getting a penalty that's putting us behind the sticks, or not being on the same page with the wide receivers, or the offensive line being banged up and we got either a replacement in there or a banged up lineman who just can't, block like he usually blocks, so he missing assignments. So um all of that is leading to us not staying on the field and ultimately not putting the ball in the end zone. So uh once we figure out how to sustain drives, I think we'll be just fine. Like, do I see us being a top 5 unit this year? Maybe not. But like I said, I don't think we need to be a top 5 unit. We just need to be competent, allow our defense to lead us, and then, it may be a game or two where defense just don't got it that day. But the beautiful thing about it is, like I said, we got the stars on offense. If we need to go score 40, we can go score 40. So we really got to pick your poison type of team, and it's a week to week league anyway. So I'm just looking forward to seeing what each week bring, and as long as we get the dub, I'm good to go.
Man, I'm gonna tell y'all, look, we bring to the table whatever the game requires. If it requires to score more points, we're gonna score more points. Yeah, I
Hmm.
mean, you never just seen us just get straight up just like blew out. So every time we win, like, regardless if the other team scoring a lot of points, hell, we scoring a lot of points.
Hmm.
If they damn scoring a little bit of points, we might pull out that W with a little bit of points. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do whatever the game requires. Like, and it's funny to me. I was saying this the other day. It's funny to me, like how a lot of teams work like that, because it's like, all right, boom, the game could be struggling all game long, but as soon as one team score, the other team go right down there.
Hmm.
It's like, damn, how y'all just waiting for the goal to go put that? What the hell was this drive 30 drives ago? It's like every time you watching the game, Lions Packers, nobody can't score. Lions go down and score. Green Bay go right back down there and answer. Like, what the hell? What was these plays the whole damn game? It's like y'all was waiting on them to score. This
Hmm.
like this it happens so much in the NFL. I always be wondering, like, what the hell going on? It's like teams, as soon as they see your ass go, they got to go put something up, and they do it right away. Like the very next drive, right down answer. Like, damn, y'all going the whole game, damn, no points.
Fourth
So
quarter on fire.
yeah, so um, I think we'll be straight regardless, man. We just got to keep trying to figure this thing out. They gonna figure out something on offense, man. Whether it just be enough to win or it be enough to thrive. We gonna get them W's. Hey, whether it's what they say, by hook or by crook, hey, we gonna get them. So
Yeah, but before we turn the page on this one, we got a word from our sponsor, and we're gonna get into these Dallas Cowboys. Introducing Black Diamond Concentrate from Diamond Collection, a premium mineral supplement crafted to elevate your hydration experience. Formulated with no dyes, sweeteners, or artificial flavors, Black Diamond Concentrate is 100% natural. Just 2 drops. Introducing Black Diamond Concentrate from Diamond Collection, a premium mineral supplement crafted to elevate your hydration experience. Formulated with no dyes, sweeteners, or artificial flavors, Black Diamond Concentrate is 100% natural. Just two dropfuls added to a 16.9-ounce bottle of water can transform the way you hydrate. Order today at poweredbytnb.com and use code DSP at checkout to receive a 20% discount. That's code DSP. All right, let's get back to the show. Welcome back. We got to talk Dallas Cowboys, man. So obviously, the first time we met them was the first game of the season. We kicked it off in Philly. Um, didn't really know what to expect. They had, some additions. We had some additions. I think what that game ended up being like 24-20 or something like that. It
I
was
can't remember. It was something like that.
it was somewhere like that. Not really super crazy, anything like that. What's up, Sarai? Um, Hurts had a decent game. I think he ran in 2 touchdowns, another clean outing for him. Didn't really
Yep,
run the
it
ball
was
all that well.
24
Huh?
to 20. It was 24 to
Okay.
20.
Didn't really have nothing crazy going on. But since then, it seemed like we both took two completely different paths. Like we continue to win games. Went 4-0. And Dallas kind of went downhill. They kind of started to see their defense show its true colors. Um, but to be fair, they did have a bunch of injuries. Like they lost Overshown. Well, Overshown, I think he just came back last week, but
Right. Yeah.
they did have some key injuries to like Diggs, and I think Bland was hurt at some time.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we do want Dallas. But they just had a bunch of injuries. I think they Micah was traded before the season started, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they never they had a hole at pass rush. They had a bunch of holes throughout the team, and
'Cause you remember they went and got Clowney.
they added Clowney, but before they made the additions, they was getting tore out the frame basically, and I think it probably came to a head uh when they faced the Arizona Cardinals, a game that everybody expected them to win, but Cardinals came in there and handled business. They smacked them around, put their feet up on the table, made them fix them a sandwich,
Mm-hmm.
all that good stuff. So they go out and they make a trade. They trade for D tackle out of New York, the New York Jets. They traded for Quentin Williams, which was a solid move. And we both said it at the time that even if it doesn't necessarily change this season for them, that's a solid move going forward because that gives them, another guy on the interior. And if truly their goal was to stop the run, this is definitely one of the pieces that can help them do so, along with a Logan Wilson, along with getting Overshown back for the first time last week. I think they got some more guys back over the bye week as well. So they came off of their bye week. They had what we would consider a layup against the Raiders. Now, normally this is a game that it's any given Sunday, but you kind of think this should be one of them games where they take care of business, and damn, did they take care of business. Um, but let's call a spade a spade. I don't like to downplay competition, but the Raiders is 2-7 now 2-8. But it was a good little warm up for them. They look better than they have pretty much the majority of the season so far. So I think that was a good little tune up game to this matchup that they got against the Eagles. So tell me how you feeling about this matchup, second
I
matchup of
feel
the
like
year against
they
the
got a
Dallas
tune up.
Cowboys.
They got a tune up. We got a tune up. Hey, some got to give. Some got to give, and it won't be us. But nah, yeah, like you said, they got some great uh, additions they added to the team. Um, I like the move. I like the move of them going getting Quinn Williams and solidifying the middle of their defense. Now you got somebody who can start the run and he can put pressure up the middle. They got Clowney on the edge. He been doing his thing on the edge. They got Ezaraku, and then they got the other guy who been getting off on the edge. So I think that's some great additions. Now, will they manifest into a bunch of wins? Like you said, maybe not this season, but I do think those are a lot of positive additions. They got the Overshown back. They got the linebacker from the
Bengals.
Bengals, Logan, whatever his name, Logan something or something.
Wilson.
Yeah, so um, I think those are great additions. Then they got guys back, like you said. They got Bland back. They got I think forgot his name, the safety. I think he just came back.
Look,
Uh, I think they had another cornerback that just came back. So they had a lot of people injured, like you said. But I I think it helps them out. It definitely don't hurt. I mean, it ain't gonna be enough to beat the Eagles. Now, I will say this though. Usually, outside of last season, we split with the Dallas Cowboys and they play us tough. Now they've been having a down season, so and we going to Dallas, and usually how it go, we beat them at home, they beat us at home. So it's gonna be a tough game. I ain't gonna say and act like it ain't. It don't matter what Dallas record is. They gonna always play Philly tough, and we always got to bring our A game. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point, they wanna. They still in play for the East. They still in play to get into the playoffs. So it ain't like they ain't playing for nothing. So and if they can win this game, it'll be trending up for them, and it'll be looking like Jerry did his thing with the trades because you got Queen Williams since y'all got here. Even he would be 2-0 in the building. So I think although they made some great pickups, I think it'd be enough to beat Philly. We go in there and do what we do in the Kelly Green. You see the most explosive you seen this offense all season. When we go in there with the Kelly Green, um, and like I said, I felt like last game it was a lot of factors that contribute to it. The offense not doing what it was supposed to do or what we wanted to do or maybe expected it to do. I think we go on the road and get this show going. This might be the game that they get the offense going. I already had said, the first two games coming out the bye would be a tune up to see what all. I really said the first three games. This would be the third. So, um, sometime between now and the next game, we see what we got. Especially after that little mini bye after Black Friday. But at the end of the day, we just want to win games. I think that Dallas, they got a dangerous offense. We got two tough guys over there we got to cover. You got to cover CD and Pickens, and Pickens having a hell of a season right now. It ain't nothing that man can't catch. It ain't nothing he can't catch, right? He need to be taking STD tests because he got something. He done caught it. Nah, let me stop. But but yeah, he so and it's crazy too with with everybody praising Adoree Jackson. Of I guess you can kind of say the last two games, but especially that last game. But you got a challenge coming in here. We didn't already seen them one time, but it's like, their chemistry got better as the season went on, just like our chemistry got better. But one thing I do know is Fangio gonna put you in position. He just got to execute. Now, if Fangio gonna put him in a position to do what he need to do, he just got to do it. But I think it'll be a great game. Like I said, it's gonna be a tough game. I already know. I'm already taking my heart medication because this one gonna go down to the end like it always do. As much as we want to go in there and blow Dallas out, and they only got 4 wins now, it ain't gonna go like that. They're gonna play us tough, and it's gonna be a hard fought win.
So obviously, that's probably when we look at the defense as it's currently constructed, we already know going into it that CB2 is our weakest position right now. Has Adoree Jackson been playing better? Yeah, and we got to give it up to Vic for sticking to his guns because we've been calling for them as soon as Bennett got healthy. Go ahead and throw Bennett in there, but he been sticking to his guns, and it's kind of coming to fruition with now that we got a pass rush. Um, now we got Adore who been in there pretty much since week one, and although he's not ideal, but he's serviceable, and honestly, that's all we really need with the kind of pass rush that we got. Uh, we call for, you name it, we call for him to be a part of this team, in hopes of making it better. But honestly, Adore Jackson might be exactly what we need. Coming down the stretch, as long as he can stay healthy. He's been able to build that continuity with the back end, and he's grown.
And I think another thing too is you already said it, but like with us having a pass rush and stuff now as well, him giving chemistry. But I also think another reason why he's still in there is because we did have Keely Ringo in there for a few games. He got hurt. Adoree Jackson got hurt. Keely Ringo come in for about 2-3 games. Even when Dory first came back, he played like one more game, and then Fangio was like, "Nah, it ain't it." And the only reason why Jacorian Bennett wasn't in is because he was hurt at the time. And I think the only reason why he kind of ain't in right now is because the time that he would have got to show what he can do, he
He
was
got hurt.
hurt, and Fangio don't really know what to expect out of him. Like
Right.
I kind of feel like he probably want to try him, but at the same time, he like, I know what I'm gonna get out of Dory. I don't know what I'm gonna get out of Jacorian Bennett. So until Adore showed me that he don't need to be out there, and I need to try somebody else, he gonna keep riding with the high hand. Now, if Adore go out there and F up like 2 games in a row, we'll see Jacorian out there. We'll stick Jacorian out there, see what he got. But right now, I think it's Adore Jackson spot to lose. So if he can continue to integrate himself with his defense and play as best as he can, I don't know about. I don't know if he could get better, but as long as he can show a little something and not give up nothing crazy, he should
Hey,
like
he
you said.
had a huge pass breakup, so
Yeah, he did.
um, I don't know if we can expect that every week, but if he can give us flashes of that throughout the season, shoot, I'd be good with that.
I don't know what's up with
Okay, what's
Alexander.
the status?
He,
Yeah, I think, you know what? Without knowing anything about the situation, I think that he probably came into this situation thinking that he was gonna be able to have a starting job like soon as he touched down. And Vic don't even move like that. That's why I was kind of shocked to see Jalen Phillips hit the ground running like he did. But he also had the added benefit of playing in the scheme before. So it's kind of different with not only that he been in the scheme before, but he a pass rusher. Really, it's just see ball, get ball, and contain. So I mean,
and
that's two different things.
and I also think another huge thing that's why we seeing so much out of Phillips is Phillips been playing all season, and
Yeah,
in Miami, Alexander ain't been on the field, so he ain't even really in game shape. He played like one game,
yeah.
so he ain't even in get full game shape. So, and on top of that, it could have also been a situation where maybe he just ain't want to play for Philly. Like, bro, I ain't even. The
Possible.
boys was hitting him up. You over there with the birds, bro? Ah, he like, bro, and you ain't starting off the gate. He probably like, and then, you got to understand when you come into Philly, I don't know how he took it or how he see it, but on the outside looking in, it's like he already kind of they let him go in Green Bay. He done went over there to the Ravens, kind of was still coming off the injury, so he didn't have his best outing. He get to Philly, they already questioned him about the injury and how he gonna play and all this and that. And if you got any knowledge of the Philly fan base, my boy Mike just didn't want no parts of that. But I ain't even trying to go out here and F up. These people gonna be on my head. And you already don't even know his mental state of like what he had personally on top of like when you coming off injuries and you might be losing it in your career. You like, damn, do I still got it? So it could have been a situation where like he doubting himself or whatever. So might have just felt like that was the best thing for him. It probably was a combination of a lot of stuff. So at the end of the day gonna end. And if he ain't on the team, we gotta roll with what he got. So I really ain't worried about Alexander. I really forgot about Buddy till you just brought him up. So I think we'll be straight. Go ahead and keep a Dory in there and have Jacorian Bennett at backup. And then behind him, we need to have the water boy. And then behind the water boy, we need to have another water boy. And then we should have Keely Ringo.
Hey, Ringo is a special teams ace. That's where he shine. So as long as we can keep him in his natural state, which is on special teams, we'll be good to go. We
Yeah,
on,
he'll
on
be a free
yeah.
at the end of the season.
That's a fact. But
Yeah.
when it come to Dallas though, so honestly, they did get the win against the Raiders. They this was one of their more impressive outings that they've had on the season. Um, they got a tough stretch coming up. So obviously they got Philly. Um, they play Kansas City after that, and then they got the Lions. So they got this stretch right here, these 3 games that they got coming up, starting with Philly. And it's in 11 days because they playing on Thanksgiving. So it's gonna be a quick turnaround for them. It's gonna tell us everything that we need to know. Their season could be done in the next 3 games. As a matter of fact, I think if we beat them, it's gonna be all but done. But most definitely staring at going to a desperate Kansas City and a desperate Lions team who also ain't in the playoffs right now. So Kansas City ain't in the playoffs right now, and the Lions ain't in the playoffs right now. So uh, those gonna be some good, hard contested games as well. But for our game against Dallas, give me your impact player. Who you think needs to make a mark on this game, or who's gonna make a mark on this game to ensure Eagles victory on Sunday?
Mm. And it was so crazy that I wasn't on here last Tuesday, but everything that I kind of thought was gonna happen in the Detroit game, if we was to win,
Yeah.
kind of really happened. Even the Coop pick, for some reason, I felt like Coop was gonna get a pick, and I felt like I thought I was thinking going into the game, I was like, man, I got a feeling like Coop and Blankenship were gonna get a pick. I thought they both would get a pick, but Coop ended up getting one. So anyway, I ain't gonna call for no. I mean, of course, I'm happy we get a pick, but I ain't gonna call for no picks. But I will say, going into this game, defensively, and I remember going into the first game against Dallas, they was talking about they had a special game plan just for Jalen Carter, and he ended up not playing. So of course they didn't have to really worry about it or whatever. So um, I think going into this game defensively, I'm gonna have to say if I had to pick one person out specifically, I would say Jalen Carter because a person like that, you want to get some pressure on him coming up the middle. You coming off the edge, he's just gonna step up in the pocket and throw the ball. So we need Jalen Carter to get off in this game, and get some pressure up in the middle of the pocket, and we need him to be stout in the run game. So I would say Jalen Carter. If I had to pick out one individual, and the reason why I'm saying that too is because we gonna need disruption on that defensive line to help that secondary out. Because Pickens, between Pickens, Ferguson, and CD, we need to be on that. We need to be on that like white on rice and a glass of milk on the plate in the snowstorm. So we need a defensive line to get off in this game. If I had to pick out one specific person, I'd say Jalen Carter because we want to get some pressure up that middle. Now, of course, we need them guys to hold up in the back end and stuff like that, but we want to kind of treat them like how we treated Detroit. Hey, man, what the world? Siri on here, dog, on repeating everything. Talking about we need to be
She know what's up.
like like a paper plate in a snowstorm. But but yeah, so what about Lane Johnson? My season? Nah, they ain't say season, and then they said 4 to 6 weeks.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna go with what they said. I don't know about no season ending,
Yeah,
but
but we had talked a little bit about that earlier.
yeah we talked. I don't even like saying the word season ending. We gonna say 4 to 6 weeks. You know what I'm saying? 4 to 6 weeks. You know what I'm saying? But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so Jalen Carter, and then offensively, man, we gonna need the offensive line to hold up. Give Jalen time in that pocket, and Jalen gonna do what Jalen do. But I'll say this too. This is another thing I haven't really liked about KP is the route concepts. Because I was looking at the game, I'm looking at, man, we keep running these damn comeback routes and
Mm-hmm.
curls and throw that shot. Get rid of them comeback routes. Get rid of them screens. Get rid of the, hey, get it out of there. They know what routes we running.
Mm-hmm.
Run something down the field, something creative.
Give me a stop
You
and
got
go.
damn,
Give me a drag. Give me something.
you got exactly. You got Smitty and AJ running the same damn routes 80% of the time. And somebody like Bland, he gonna be sitting there. We can't be running no comebacks on these DBs. These DBs you hit with double moves.
Mm-hmm.
The Cowboys DBs, these the type of DBs you hit with double moves because they looking to sit on the route and pick. We don't need to be throwing nothing short, nothing by the line of scrimmage, nothing behind the line. Look, we need to be pushing the ball down the field. Every ball need to be down the. I don't want to see not one screen. I don't want to see not one damn comeback. If I see a comeback route, the DB better have been 50 yards down the field or something. You knew you was going, and even then, don't even come back. Just throw it straight to him. A lot of times, DB be giving up the cushion. Just throw it out there to the wide receiver. Let him damn get up 5-6 yards. See if he can break a
Aaron
tackle or
Rodgers
something.
style.
Yeah, we out there getting cute. Especially if it's on the short side of the field, get it to your wide receiver. See if they can make a play. But yeah, we gotta be unpredictable. Like we too predictable with these route concepts. That's another thing I kind of left out earlier when I was talking about KP. But if I had to pick somebody on the you know what, who I'm gonna pick on the offensive line, off on the offense, I'm gonna go with Fred. We need Fred to have a. I already said offensive line, but then I'm gonna narrow it down to Big Fred. We need Big Fred to do his thing on that edge over there. Don't be letting Clowney and Ezraku do that thing. Now they got Overshown back. He kind of like they N'Kobe Dean. So we can't allow him to be getting off either. It's gonna be another game under his belt, so we can't allow him to go out there and
Wreck
do
the
his
game.
thing either. So uh yeah, that's all I got. I'm gonna go with I basically went with offensive line and defensive line, and then I went with Jalen Carter and Big Fred. So that's what I got for you.
Yeah,
We're gonna
man.
we gonna need we're gonna need to. This is another game that will be won in the trenches. We can't allow Dak to have all day in that pocket because somebody gonna get open. Between them three guys that I named, one of them gonna be open.
If I had to choose, since you went ahead, obviously trenches is big every game, so we do
Mm-hmm.
need a big showing out of both of them. But even with the best pass rush, even with the most stout of defensive lines, we need our weakest link to step up. And Adoree Jackson, we just need you not to be a turnstile, my boy. And when they throw them short routes, come up and make the tackle. Don't don't lunge. Him and Makuba. Don't either one of y'all lunge. Come up and make a hit. If we
Break down.
break down, make a hit, follow through. Make a clean hit. So I'm gonna have to go with Adoree Jackson with an honorable mention to Makuba. Um, just let the front end take care of what they gonna take care of, and then when you get your opportunities, break on the ball and make a play. Because as you said earlier, this is probably the most formidable tandem that we facing all year. Well, maybe since the Rams, with
Yeah.
Puka and Devontae.
Right. Right.
But we saw this group, and they didn't really go too crazy. But at the end of the day, that was game one. So I'm sure everything that we could put on tape on the back end, we didn't put on tape. So we need to go ahead and make sure that they not the reason that we lose this game. And another good part of defense is sustaining drives. If we can sustain our drives on offense, that'll keep them from even having a chance to make plays. So that's probably another key to victory that we got. Um, yeah, that's all I will have from an impact standpoint. But go ahead and we kind of talked about it a little bit. But what would be your keys to victory for this one?
Keys to victory. Defensive line, offensive line. Do your thing. We need offensive line, defensive line to do their thing, man. Like I said, game will be won in the trenches, and the reason why I specifically say that about these last two games is because they personnel on offense for one. Like I said, if that got time in that pocket, he gonna definitely get the ball to the weapons. They gonna be. Oh, it's only so long. I don't care how good Quinion is. It's only so long he'll be able to cover somebody. Um, so we don't want to get that time in that pocket. Um, I can't remember what we did last game, but I would guess that Quinion probably gonna be on Pickens and the Dory probably gonna be on CD. Is that what we did last time?
I can't remember. That was
Can't
so
remember.
long ago. I don't know how we defended them, but we got up out of there.
But no, we need on the defenses. I don't know, man. I think them boys just gonna ball out. We gonna ball. We just can't have no mistake. We can't have like any blown coverages. I think the only way they really be able to like score on us is like we have a blown coverage or Dak pull a Houdini, get out of a sack, and they done ran a damn scramble drill and somebody out there, Johnny on the spot, ready for the ball or something crazy like that. But them just straight up moving the ball up and down the field on us like they done on a few other teams. I ain't gonna say it can't happen, but I doubt it.
We got to stop that
Um,
run.
yeah, we gotta start the run game. That's the key. That's a major key because if they can get that run game going and play action, just like we was doing in the Detroit game, they could never really get the run game going, which helped us out. They really couldn't do nothing, but they couldn't get that run game going, and now you in obvious pass situation. Then they forcing it. So we got to get Dallas in the same situation. We gotta make sure they just abandon the run game. Like ain't nothing going on these boys. We gotta throw it. And then if they in obvious pass down, Jalen Phillips and Carter and everybody gonna eat. Um, I wonder how much we played not N'Kobe Dean, but I wonder about this being the third game back. I wonder if we played Nolan a little bit more. Jalen Hunt has been going off the last 2 weeks, so um, shout out to Jalen Hunt because when I was naming the people earlier, I left his name out of there, but he definitely been racking up TFLs and sacks and all that. So uh, I think him and Jalen Phillips gonna be a hell of a duo on them edges for the rest of the season. Um, and then offensively, like I said, we need the offensive line to hold up, get Jalen time in that pocket, and he gonna find somebody. KP, we need you. Hey, don't call no bull jive, man. Like I said, don't call no bull jive. We got to get the run game going as much as we can. We can't abandon the run game. We got to keep them honest. Switch out Saquon and Tank Bigsby. Put them in there 1-2. They put them on the field at the same time. Show them something different. And it's not saying that it won't happen, but this is two like real minimal outputs for like the offense ain't been really clicking like all season, but this is like the craziest in back-to-back games. I think the
Hmm.
offense might have. So I don't know, man. I just got a feeling they're gonna come out in this Dallas game. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this ain't the season, but usually we don't have too many like similar performances back to back, consistently. So, um, I don't know, man. We might probably come out here and put a boot in Dallas.
Hey, we got them Kelly Greens on. Anything is possible when we had them Kellys on there.
The circus catch is on the way.
Yeah, and then Jahan Dotson always come through with a crazy catch in them Kellys.
Be on the Jahan Dotson watch.
Go ahead and add that to your parlay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So I already know what you're gonna say, but we don't really do score predictions on down south Philly. Obviously, you know that we we saying that if the keys to victory come to fruition, we should go ahead and secure this dub. And that's the best we can do for you because we don't do score predictions. Uh, but what would this win mean? Like being able to, and I guess we can kind of expand upon it after the fact, but just looking ahead a little bit, what does this win mean for Philly, especially
Man,
in the way that we think it's gonna go?
if it go high, I think we can put our feet up in the East just like that. We can put our feet up in the East, baby. But nah, we go ahead and beat Dallas. It's like it's over with for the East. It's over with for the East. We now are they mathematically out of the East?
Nah,
Maybe not.
nah, they're not
Because I think
mathematically out. Not until we get to
I mean,
10. I think we got to get
yes,
to 10.
yeah, because and you know too, like as far as like teams being like out of the playoffs and stuff like that, a lot of times when teams start getting around like 8 losses, when they start getting around 7, 8 losses, that's when. But as long as you got about 5 or 6, yeah, you still gravy. Because if you go on the run, you end with 5 losses, like you good.
They also
Um,
still they
got that
living because of that
tie.
tie.
Yeah, they got that tie. Them in Green Bay. Let's keep them both of them a little bit afloat. But the fact that we would have not the fact that they would have that tie and we would have 2 games over them, it'll be a wrap for them in the East. So it we definitely been going pretty much sold up the East. And then that following week they got to play Kansas City and we play who we play?
The Bears on Black Friday.
We play the Bears. If basically if we win the next 2 games and they lose the next two
That's it.
games, uh, it's a wrap. It's the East. So that's pretty much what it means. And a win in this game, period, that's giving us the East. We beat the Cowboys in this game. It ain't no hope for them. It ain't no hope for them winning the East. Not saying that it is now. Like I said, they still kind of got a chance, but this is it right here. They need this game way more than we need it. But I mean, it ain't gonna matter because they're gonna lose. But like I said, I do expect this game to go down to like the very. It ain't too many times we play Dallas and it don't go down to the final seconds of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I ain't expecting this game to be no different. Of course, I'll take us blowing them out, but um, I think this game go down with all us having many heart attacks before the clock hit 0, and we come out of this thing with a W, and we 9-2.
Got a nice ring to it to me. But hey, that's all we had this week, man. We put the Lions to bed at least for the regular season. They've been talking a lot of smack since last year. Went ahead and papped them up. Uh, when preview the Dallas game, what we expect should happen this Sunday. So we'll see y'all Thursday, man. We got
Man,
primetime sports
we
coming
done
up.
beat all the contenders pretty
All of
much
them.
in the NFC.
All of them. So
All the one,
it's lining up to come through Philly, baby. We take care of business. They had to come through Philly. So
I want
everybody,
that bye week so bad.
the Bears game ending up is gonna end up meaning more than we thought it would mean. With them being they already got 7 wins, so they could possibly have 7. They could possibly have
Let's see,
8 wins by the time we play
let's
them.
see who they got.
They getting lucky. They gonna play the Steelers, but Aaron Rodgers is got hurt. So,
Out.
but
Yeah,
that's still a tough out defensively.
yeah, they because of their defense,
Yeah.
they hold defense can record, especially with somebody like Caleb.
Mm-hmm.
He lied. Hey, he been a little bit better this season, but he an accident waiting to happen. So, which probably gonna happen when they play us. He got to come to Philly, and we gonna have on all black,
Mm-hmm.
and it's man, it might get ugly. That might be a game that we just straight up just blow them out
We
defensively.
go
But
from the Kelly Greens to the all black jerseys in
yeah,
back
that's
to
what I
back
like about
weeks.
it. I was thinking about that too. I was like, damn, we get 2 dope jerseys back to back. We ain't got to see that damn see the regular jerseys, goddamn, for 2 weeks. So, um, I'm rocking with it. But yeah, they got a little tough schedule, a little stretch right here. They got the Steelers that ain't gonna easy win. Then they
Mhm.
got us. Then they got Green Bay. Then they got the Browns. Browns defense can win a game alone. They got Green Bay. Green Bay desperate right now to hold on. Then they
Mhm.
got San Fran. Then they got Detroit. That's a
Mhm.
tough little stretch for Chicago
Yep.
right there. So, um, if, man, pretty much if we handle what we supposed to handle for the rest of the season, of course, but if we handle what we supposed to handle in these next two games, it's gonna be tough for a lot of teams to really kind
Catch up.
of keep up with us because, like you were saying yesterday, these teams still got to play each other. It's like the Rams and Seattle got to play each other again. I'm sure Seattle got probably another tough opponent. I do think Seattle probably got the easiest stretch of games left. I think I remember seeing, but they still got to play the Rams again, and I
Mhm.
think they might got to play maybe Detroit or somebody like that. They might have like two really tough games left. But I think, man, we just got to handle business, man. That one seed is sitting right there waiting on us. Like, it's up to us to hold up our end of the bargain.
Facts. Facts. So we kind of talked about everything that we was gonna talk about in this episode. Um, you see us again on Thursday night for the prime time matchup. Bills Texans. That's gonna be a good one. I think Stroud coming back for that one. We already know what we getting out of Josh Allen and the Bills, so we'll be covering that one live on Primetime Sports this Thursday night. So that'll be the next time you get to see us. That game kicks off at 8:15. Make sure that y'all hit that like button. Make sure that you continue to comment, even if you watching this on the replay. Drop your replay comments in the chat, and always never forget to subscribe. So we'll be back Thursday with another banger on Primetime Sports. But that'll do it for this one. See, Jalen Conley. Oh, we already seen that. Go Birds.